Hello everyone, doesn't feel like I've done a video for ages, but it's only been about 10 days or so. So this is another collection update on some vinyl albums in my collection that I thought you'd be interested in seeing. Not that I'm showing off, I just wanted to show some of my stuff. I know people are very interested to see what the albums look like in person before you do buy them. And in a lot of stores, vinyl's really hard to come by, so us collectors and metal enthusiasts have to do either go to distros or online to basically get what we want, so we don't get a chance to actually see these up front before we buy them. So that's really one of the points of my videos, is showing you what's inside the albums, what they look like, so you don't get any nasty surprises when you get them home. So the first one I'd like to show you is a new release. This is Deicide's To Hell With God, which was a real return to form from their last LP, in my opinion, which was a little bit going through the motions. Limited edition, this one, of 2000, and I'm proud to say that you can see that mine's 112 of 2000. It's a gatefold release with some really fantastic, horrific artwork there, typical Deicide. And a sticker there showing you the goodies inside, which are, as you all know, I love insert releases with albums, and this is, or extras, you get a back patch, okay, to go on your denims, and also there's a lyric photograph insert in a sleeve, plus the vinyl is a really impressive sort of real deep red. So there you go. This is a real return to form for Deicide. It's a great album, and if you can pick up one of these 2000 copies here, it's well worth it. They're on tour now within Europe with Belfagor, and I've tried to go and see them in Plymouth, but I didn't get around to going, so I really regret doing that. But this is a great record, well worth picking up. You can get that from anywhere really at the moment, as it's a brand new release. I'm going to get this one out because it's a picture disc. This is Marduk, those of the Unlight, which is actually, it probably won't show up so well on camera because it's so dark, but as everyone knows, with the cover of those of the Unlight, it's various spooky horsemen coming towards you. So this is one of my favourite black metal albums of all time. Fantastic tracks on here like Burn My Coffin, Wolves, On Darkened Wings. There you go. So I just thought I'd show you that. This you can pick up for around about £10. I got this for £10 on eBay, including postage, which was an absolute bargain. So if anyone likes a bit of Marduk, they have re-released all their albums on picture disc, and if you've never heard them before, getting these is an inexpensive way of getting into the band. So I recommend you picking some of these up. Going way back now to Mexico, a really cool band called Mortuary. Okay, this is a real brutal death metal album from the early 90s on Brain Records. This one, fantastic album, fantastic cover artwork, very old school. Band from Mexico. That's the rear of the sleeve. The unfortunate thing with this one, it doesn't include any lyrics at all. It comes on that, it's got the Mortuary logo on the picture label, but it's real fast and furious death metal, this one. There are a few tracks to hear on YouTube if you want to check it out before you buy, but it's a fantastic record. They're a really good band. They only made 1 or 2 albums. This was their debut, which was a shame really, because they had a lot of talent, these guys. Very Deicide in places. But really cool, really worth picking up, but can get quite expensive, this one. This can go up for about £30, which is about 55 American US dollars, so you know, it can be expensive to get this one, but who wants to download when you can pay for things? Lesson in life, kids. Okay, this is Tuda. Who can pronounce that name? This is Tuda, Demonic Possession. Fast, furious again, but black metal as opposed to death metal this time. If one LP cover really summed up black metal, it's this one here, in my opinion. It's absolutely amazing. This is the reissue. Okay, this is Demonic Possession, as I say, and this is the limited vinyl edition of 999. My number is 607. Now, the annoying thing sometimes with numbered LPs is they actually put the number on the cellophane. So when you unwrap it to play, a lot of people throw them away. Always tear them off and always keep them with the record, as that's proof of what your number is. That's the back cover. It's a fantastic record. Cover artwork is very influenced by Darkthrone's first few LPs with these sort of 3 photographs and things. But this is another one of my favourite black metal albums. It's just brilliant. It's melodic, it's memorable. Look at that. And on the back you get the logo as well. I'll show you the vinyl just quickly. It's nothing special here. It's just the logo on the vinyl. But it's really good. You can, once again, the best thing to do if you want to check out a new band, listen to them on YouTube. For God's sake, don't download off these ridiculous torrent sites. I just don't agree with them at all. You know, they're absolutely ridiculous. But get to know the band before. By all means, use YouTube. It's the best site for it. But try and buy your records. Try and support the bands, because you're not ripping anyone else off apart from the bands, really. So always try and buy whatever you can. So this is another album, Death, Scream Bloody Gore. This is their debut album on Under One Flag. This is a UK copy. This is an original. I have the reissue on Back on Black on red vinyl. But as my chums always say, the first pressing is the pressing to get. So on this one, you can tell it's the first pressing because it will have this printed insert, Under One Flag, and of course an Under One Flag picture label as well. This album really needs no introduction whatsoever. It's among the most ferocious music Chuck Schuldiner ever created. Infernal Death was really the blueprint. The first track here on side 1 was really the real blueprint for modern death metal. And there's just some fantastic songs. Chris Reifert plays drums from Autopsy and Abscess, but get this one in. This can go quite expensive as well. I think I paid about 20 quid for this, but it's money well spent. It's absolute metal history, so try and get your hands on that one. Transylvanian Hunger, Darkthrone. This is a reissue on Peaceville Records of 2000, I believe, that they made of this one. My number's 435. They are all numbered but not hand numbered. You can get this still off the Peaceville website. That's the lyrics. Really good pressing, this one, 180 gram vinyl. There you go, there's that. There's a picture of Fenris with his candle. It's a classic album. It's a very simple record. There isn't a lot of melody. There isn't very many riffs per song. There's probably about 2 or 3 riffs a song. But it does become, because of that, because there's not a lot to grasp onto, it does become quite catchy. And this is, as we all know, another real blueprint for black metal, what with its newspaper print covers. It's just absolute legendary black metal. So get hold of this. You can get it on Peaceville for about £15, which is about $25. Well worth it. More Death. This is the original copy on Road Racer of Human, Death's 4th album. This is where they really started to become quite technical. Steve DiGiorgio plays bass, Sean Reinhardt from Cynic on drums, and Paul Masvidal from Cynic on lead guitar. Say this is an original copy. Hard to get hold of, particularly in this condition. This is a pretty immaculate copy. That's the lyrics. It's barely actually been played. There you go, there's the vinyl with the RC Records, Road Racer Records picture label. It's barely been played, this one. It's in fantastic nick. As I say, this one does go for quite expensive prices because a lot of people think this is Death's best album, which I think I do as well. I like all of Chuck's work. This is probably the best one, I'd say. Yeah, it's either this one or Leprosy for me. But classic death metal, get hold of it if you can. Another classic album is Abominations of Desolation by Morbid Angel. This was released after their debut album, Altars of Madness. This was the shelved LP that was never released, from '86, featuring basically a very different lineup. Sterling von Scarborough, or Baron von Scarborough on bass, Mike Browning on drums, Treyas Agtoth on lead guitar. This is an original earache copy from '91, I believe, this one. Yeah, '91, and it doesn't come with any lyrics, it's just a standard earache picture label. But this was pretty much released to beat the bootleggers, because this album was heavily bootlegged after Altars was released, because it was such a popular album. So the record label wanted to get in there and make sure that they had this released officially, basically to make money for the band, really, and the label, of course. But there you go. You can actually pick up original copies of this on the Earache website. How that works, I don't know. They've got a couple of Napalm Death albums that you can do that. Whether they found a batch in their vaults, I don't know. But you can pick that up for about £15 on their website. So check that out. It's a good album. Very different to their debut. There's a lot of songs on there from their debut. Obviously with Mike Browning on vocals and things like that. So it's worth checking out for that. Now, this is a real find. This is an amazing album. Messiah on Noise International. This is Choir of Horrors from '91. This is a fantastic death thrash album. Bits of Creator there. Great cover, great artwork. No lyrics, just logo picture sleeve. But this is definitely one to get hold of. Messiah have very recently reissued all of their albums, like Extreme Cold Weather, this one, and a few of the other ones as well. So on coloured vinyl actually, which looks really nice. But this is an original copy from '91. Really hard to get hold of, and I'm really pleased to have this one in my collection, because it's just a brilliant record. The musicianship from this band is fantastic, and it's just a shame they didn't get bigger, because these guys have real potential. So if you can find this Choir of Horrors, it was released originally on cassette, CD, and of course vinyl, and to me this one's the one to get hold of, the vinyl. A couple more to show you. I'm not talking so much about the records today, I just wanted to show you as much as I can, because I've not done any for a while. Vital Remains, this is their debut. They were signed to Peaceville. This is on their Death imprint, which they really use for their death metal albums. This is from '92. This is Vital Remains. It's Let Us Pray, their debut album, which is some of the evilest artwork ever. Inner sleeve, artwork there, very cool, and artwork there with some band shots. I'll show you the vinyl too. Credits, and on the other side it's got the back cover artwork. Real brutal album, in my opinion. One of the more brutal debuts ever released by any death metal band. Probably the only other death metal band in terms of brutality in the early '90s that released something so ferocious was probably Suffocation with Effigy of the Forgotten, or Incantations, Onward to Golgotha. Absolute brutality, well worth getting hold of. It was recently reissued on CD by Peaceville, I believe. But this is hard to get hold of on vinyl, and this is as close to mint as you're going to get. So look out for that one, guys. That's a classic. Who likes a bit of Celtic Frost? I know that I do. This is probably one of their less valued albums. This is when they began to move away from sort of black metal, so on to thrashy stuff. It's a little bit more commercial, this one, with tracks such as Mexican Radio. This is Into the Pandemonium, which is probably the first avant-garde metal album. That's the back cover there. It's a gatefold featuring artwork by Hieronymus Bosch. There you go. Vinyl's in here. Standard sort of picture. Paper insert, but it comes with a lyric insert as well, and I was really pleased with this one because I managed to get hold of a copy signed in '91 in the UK when they toured by drummer Reed St Mark's. This is an autographed copy of Into the Pandemonium. Now if you get an American copy of this, that would be released on Combat. The logos and the type font is in red, so it's got a red Celtic Frost logo and a red Into the Pandemonium. That was released on Combat. This is a European pressing on Noise International Records. It's really different. This is almost like the first time that metal mixed with opera. There's female vocals, there's different instrumentation, it's very orchestral. So this could be the start of sort of industrial symphonic metal. So this is well worth picking up for lovers of Celtic Frost or Hellhammer, but lovers of metal and seeing how metal progressed, particularly within the early 90s going on to the 2000s. So I'm really pleased to own this one. I'm a big fan of Celtic Frost. As you know, I've got the book on Hellhammer's early years and Celtic Frost. Only Death is Real, pick that one up if you can. But yeah, it's a great record. You can pick this up reasonably inexpensively. Probably the more valuable stuff by this band was Morbid Tales with the poster. That can go pretty expensive. To Megatherion, their second album, also can get quite expensive. This one doesn't tend to be. So pick this one up, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. But whether you'll get it autographed by Reed St Mark or any of the other members is hard to say. But try and look out for an autographed copy because obviously they've got a little bit more collectability. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed some of the records I've showed you today. Any comments, leave them below, and I'll see you next week for some more extreme metal albums direct from the torture chamber. So keep that metal flowing and keep purchasing metal. Cheers.